Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Ask Digit. I'm Jayesh, this is Siddharth, this is Mithun. And at this show, we're going to take some of your queries and try to answer them. So, the format of the show is something that Siddharth is going to explain.
Right, so there are basically three avenues for you to send your questions into us. Our Facebook page is one. On Twitter, you can ask us questions, and you can send your queries to agent001 at thinkjit.com. Send your queries, and we'll answer them on this show as best we can. So I think the first question is a router question, and Mithun is going to take it up.
Sunil K. Rajput writes to us and he wants to know of a router that has 2 to 4 Ethernet ports, support for file sharing, it should be able to connect to laptops and mobile devices via Wi-Fi, and optional features may include dual band support and a USB port. He also wants to know the difference between 802.11ac and 802.11n. So Sunil hasn't mentioned the budget, so we've gone across a few different price points and we've listed some routers here that should satisfy all his categories, all his criteria. So the first is the TP-Link TD8968, which comes in at 2,500 rupees. It's a single band router, N router, and has a maximum bandwidth of 300 Mbps. The second is the Belkin N600DB, which costs roughly 4,000 rupees. It's a dual band N router, and as the name says, the bandwidth is at 600 Mbps. And finally, if you want to go all out and spend roughly 18,000 rupees and get the best of the best, you can go for the Asus RT AC68U. We've tested this router in the recent router test benchmark, and it's the fastest and the best performing router that we've had so far.
It also won our 01 award in our December issue.
Yes.
So, it's by far the best router we reviewed last year.
Since these are all Wi-Fi routers, you don't have to worry about file sharing or connecting your mobile devices. Almost all of them do that. It's not like it's a limited feature. As for difference between 802.11ac and 802.11n, the AC standard is simply an upgrade to the N standard. So, where N was limited by bandwidths and a certain N was like a draft for the AC, you could say. There were new features introduced in the N which were now later perfected in the AC, like beamforming, and also this reduction in interference. So on the AC routers, you could have multiple clients connecting, and each of them could be surfing or doing something else, but there won't be any interference between them. So
Is there also a range difference between the two?
Yes, the 802.11 AC has, as in with every dual band router, there are two bands, as the name says. The first one is the 2.4 gigahertz band, which penetrates through plenty of medium, so it goes to a longer range. As for the 5 gigahertz, it offers more bandwidth, but given its frequency, it doesn't penetrate as much, so the range is reduced. So what these routers have done is they've optimized which features work on which band. So you have browsing, which is a low intensive activity, that's put on the 2.4 gigahertz band, and for media streaming, which has need for, let's say, 100 200 mbps transfer speed, that's put on the 5 gigahertz bandwidth. So you can do both at the same time without any interference or loss in experience.
Are there enough AC clients in the ecosystem right now?
There are a few upcoming features, there are a few upcoming clients like the iPad Air, which has 802.11 AC, and there's also this Alienware over here, which has 802.11 AC. But as you can see, these are all prosumer products, so there are very few mid-range and budget-friendly products that have 802.11 AC. And quite frankly, most people don't have the requirement for such great bandwidth. You can still make use of the dual band feature in 802.11n routers as well. So that's it for this question. Siddharth will be answering the next one.
So this is an audio question, and it's sent in by Sushil Kumar. He is confused between the Sennheiser CX180 and the TechFusion twin woofers. He says the TechFusion twin woofers has got decent reviews on forums by audiophiles. So okay, let's take the case of the Sennheiser CX180 first. I think it's a little overrated. It's not a bad in-ear monitor, but it's slightly overrated. The twin woofers also have got decent reviews on forums. It could be because the TechFusion company, they might have given the reviewers pieces to keep after review.
I know.
So you can imagine kind of the bias that can come in. So it's a decent budget IM, but it's not really the best. My recommendation would be to look at the Koon EM1. It's pretty balanced. You get a good sound response. 900 rupees gets you the non-mic variant, And for 1200 you get the mic variant. It's got a tangle-free cable, and it's fairly nice. I think you should check it out. So that's my recommendation. The next question is for Jayesh. It's about laptops.
Yeah, and Tanuj Dhingra writes in at agent001@thingnidit.com. And Tanuj is looking to buy a laptop at the range of 50k, and primarily mentioned he's a student, and we get a lot of these queries, students trying to buy laptops. And the laptop that he's trying to buy, he's going to use it from the perspective of basic multimedia usage, a little bit of gaming here and there, but average usage. And he wants to buy the Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 14, and he's asking us whether it's a good enough laptop to purchase. Now, as we understand, Tanuj, that the Flex 14 is something that Lenovo has launched very recently. We personally haven't had a chance to review the product ourselves, but if you look at the specs, it looks like a pretty good machine. It's similar to the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga, which had a full 360-degree tilt hinge, which was pretty innovative. And the Flex 14 has a 300-degree tilt spine. So what it does is it tries to be a traditional laptop, which can morph itself into a tablet, which can be sitting on a stand. So the keyboard kind of morphs into a stand. It's pretty innovative. It's priced at 42k. It has decent specs: Windows 8 operating system, 14-inch screen, not full HD though, and 4th generation Intel Core i3 processor, goes up to Core i7, minimum 4GB RAM, and an optional 2GB NVIDIA GPU. Now,
The 740 is okay for mid-range.
yeah,
For a
mid-range,
laptop, at least.
correct. When he's looking at gaming needs, this fits the bill perfectly. And another one of his considerations is he wants a laptop which will have great battery life. Now, this is like a catch-22. When machines with such high specs, it's obviously going to guzzle up battery life very, very quickly. And if your definition of great battery life, Tanuj, is something that will last you 4 to 6 hours, then
Full HD playback.
exactly this doesn't seem like the machine which will do the full justice to your requirements. So always understand that whenever you're trying to have machines with Core i5, 4GB of RAM or more, and a very fast racy kind of hard drive with a discrete GPU, it's always going to impact your battery life very, very quickly, and you won't have machines lasting more than 2 hours at the best while you're gaming or consuming multimedia. So that's one thing that he needs to look for.
Also, there's an issue that if you're trying to run heavy applications like
Correct.
games on the battery,
Yeah.
it won't perform to its best because of the power saving features that these laptops have. So
Built in.
you'll experience stuttering, screen tearing, and all of that. So unless you plug in your adapter, you won't be able to make full use of your configuration.
So right now, Tanuj, you haven't made given us other options. I don't know whether you would like recommendations from other brands. I don't know if you are a Lenovo fanboy, but if you are looking at buying Lenovo machines, we've reviewed the Lenovo IdeaPad 400. I believe it's on our website. It's a very good performing laptop. It's a touch-enabled screen, but it also doesn't have a very good battery life. It doesn't have great battery life. So we encourage you to go out and check out that review. And as far as the IdeaPad Flex 14 is concerned, until and unless we've reviewed it according to our benchmarks and tests, we really wouldn't want to comment on its battery life. And the next question, the final question, I believe this is the second last question. This is for Siddharth, and it's from a reader on Facebook.
Right. So Syed Saqib on Facebook, he wishes everyone a happy new year. So happy new year, by the way. He needs help in buying a headphone for 5k. He's given us 5 options that he is considering. 2 are Sennheisers, the HD 439, the other one is the 449. He is looking at the Porta Pro, the Grado SR80i, and the Sony XB600. Now, I couldn't decipher a pattern in this, but 3 of them are kind of portable. The Porta Pro and the Sony are obviously portable, but you can pick up the Grado and take it along with you if you want. My recommendation would be the Porta Pro. It's a timeless design, it's not changed for so long. So he says looks matter. And his listening preference is hip hop, metal, and pop. So he's basically covered the entire gamut of what you want to listen to. So the Porta Pro is good. The Grado also sounds very good. The Sony I have not heard, but I've heard the 920 from the same series, and it's a little too bass heavy. I think that's the conclusion we also drew.
It's
Uh,
boom boom.
yeah.
Lots
So
of it.
if you like lots of boom boom, you should go for that. The Sennheisers are circumaural, so they're not really portable. I haven't heard them, but if that's what you're looking at, taking your headphone along with you, you should not look at those. So the recommendation is Porter Pro. Yeah, the red one is available, I think, on eBay for 3.8 or 3.9k right now. So you can check it out. So the final question is for Mithun.
So the last question is from Karan Bhandari from Noida. Karan wants to know of a good router under rupees 3000, and he also wants a good case for the Nexus 5. As for the router, we've already mentioned the TP-Link TD8968. It's a pretty good router. It has two external antennas, 3 dBi each. It has 4 Ethernet ports and has support for WAN connections as well as DSL. On top of that, the range is pretty good. We've tested it before and it was all encompassing throughout the office. So there's no issue on that particular point.
And also, we've seen whenever we've reviewed TP-Link products in the past that they offer some really excellent value for money.
In fact, I think my home router is also TP-Link, so very nice one.
As for the remainder of the question, he wants to know of a good case for the Nexus 5. So Soham's written an article on ThinkDigit. You should go and read it. But just for the sake of answering your query, we have the cases listed over here and a few with us right now. So the first is the Nexus 5 bumper case. It's the official Nexus 5 case and you can get it on the Play Store. Along with that comes the LG Quick Cover. Same thing, you can buy it on the Play Store as well. Then we have the CapDays back cover. Then the Spigen Ultra Hybrid Anti-Scratch bumper case.
Which is what Siddharth is using
Yeah,
right now.
I bought this for $9 from Amazon, and I think now it's available for 13. So it's pretty okay. Not bad at all.
You've been using it for.
I've been using
So
it. Yeah,
what-
it's not as scratch resistant as they claim, but it's nice. I like the bumper around.
Oh yeah,
It's very nice.
feels pretty solid.
And the last is the Cruiser Light polycarbonate case. This is a Nexus 4, but the same case is available for Nexus 5. It's a two-part case. There's an internal flexible part, and on top of that sits a rigid one. And the rigid part of the case has a stand. So that's pretty utilitarian. This case cost me 465 rupees. I don't know how much the Nexus 5 one costs, but overall it's a pretty good case. It's rough and it takes a lot of beating.
So I think that's it for the questions that we have this time.
Yeah.
Do keep writing into us, and this is me signing off.
Jayesh here and Mithun.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.